Starts kind of days. Do I have my Wi-Fi on? I do have my Wi-Fi on. Do I have power saving on? No, I don't have power saving on. I think somebody tried to call me. We're making hot dog Wellingtons. We're making cupcakes. We're gonna use some of the some different ingredients to make things that are dog friendly. There's gonna be no added sugar. There's no added salt. This is 100% ground peanuts, unsalted peanut butter. We're going to use some oats. We're going to use some unsweetened applesauce, some plain Icelandic yogurt, all kinds of good stuff. First, I'm going to grab my laptop though. I'll be right back. It's not very often that I cook and have a laptop in the same place at the same time, but where's the birthday girl? She's here. Let me get her. Titty salt? Titty salt, Kyber? That's a new one for me. I said what I said and I saw what I saw. Unsalted Teddy. I've had this stuff before. One of my bodybuilder friends used to swear by it. You don't gaslight me, okay? Oop. Little repeatatron over here. Guys, that is the real badge in the rewards preview. I put a lot of time into making it, hoping that somebody would enjoy it. So, check it out. We get our golden chef badge with the Twitch logo and everything, so you can use that. I wish you could use it across Twitch. That would be freaking glorious, but you get to use it here. It's a bigger flex than usual. All my first badges are, missing from the days of yore, from streaming for I don't know, is it my 8th sub anniversary or affiliate anniversary? It's something like that. You gotta stir this stuff up. Did anybody actually use the first thing? Oh, hi, Olex. Didn't see you there. So this is going to be one of our ingredients for all those cupcakes. You might remember we roasted some butternut squash. Here she is. Hi, Hilda. Butternut squash soup is a great choice. Now, I roasted this pretty good, but it's still cold, so we don't need a lot. We only need about like a quarter of a cup. We want to just get the flesh, so I might have to heat that up a little bit. Oh, Chavo. Roasty, you said you wanted to see Hilda. Come here, Hildy. Come here. Hilda, sit. Come. No. There's the shakedown. There's the big shakedown. Hi. Hilda, you want a treat? Come here. Hilda, come. She knows better than to come in here when I say Hilda, come, because it usually means I'm going to kick her out. She does like to populate the kitchen too much. Maybe we just get a bigger spoon instead of the fork that's gonna bend. It's not like I didn't cook this stuff for like an hour. Maybe it just dried out a little bit. Seems fine though. What we don't want is, yeah, it's still cold. What we don't want is any seeds or any skin. What's this? This is a butternut squash. We are gonna make cupcakes, so basically like dog food. And we got some natural unsalted peanut butter. Dogs do not taste salt like we do. They also don't need as much salt as we do because they don't have as much water in their bodies. So a little bit of salt is kind of like overload for a dog, so they don't really need all the same stuff we do. That should be about 3 tablespoons or about a quarter of a cup-ish. I'm not a dog nutritionist, but that's what I've been told by my vet, so he's a good man, that guy. We've also got some unsweetened applesauce. I have 2. I just showed both of them. I have an 8-year-old Chihuahua. He's a Chihuahua Bichon Pomeranian mostly mix. And the other one is a Chihuahua Dachshund Min Pin mix. And it's her birthday today. She's 6. We've got all these fine ingredients to make a cake. Doesn't seem like a cake. It seems like some like baby food. But that's what they are. They're babies. They're my little babies. Put away my... There they are. Thank you, thank you. We are going to do these in these standalone muffin tins. It says it makes 2 or 1 8-inch dish. That makes me think it's going to fill 4 of these little guys. So I'm going to set up 4 of these. Bee's birthday, we don't really know Bee's birthday. We estimate it to be... They estimated that he was about a year old when they rescued him, and I have called March 1st his birthday for the longest time, so we just assume it's around March 1st. just a little bit. You can use bananas, you can use boiled and mashed potatoes. I don't recommend using the dry potatoes because they have a lot of preservatives in them. I've actually really never done this before, so this is kind of like a fun thing for me to do here. You can also use pumpkin, canned pumpkin without the spices, they say. The spices can irritate your dog's tummy and give them unpleasant results, let's say. We're going to get some oats. Always have a good thing of Quaker oats around here. Just trying to find the recipe that I had looked at earlier to make sure I have my measurements right. I should have bookmarked it, you know? Get some peanut butter going here. And they use baking soda and baking powder in one of these too. They do. It's a fun thing. They don't even know, they don't know their birthday, but I do, and I take care of them. So I don't know. It's not really for me, of course, but we're gonna do half a cup of oats. Do even less. And do even less. Oh, great! Thank you. We're gonna take our applesauce and our oats. And you can use regular flours. I like to use a really high quality, like low preservative, no preservative, unbrominated, healthier flour. And then we're going to add our peanut butter. It's going to be about 1/4 of a cup. egg to it, and then we'll start adding our flour. These are oats. These are just regular old Quaker oats. This looks like bodybuilder food right now. Hilda, you're gonna be so strong. Honestly, yeah. You know, the thing about these is, you know, dog. This is real like human food, right? But where'd you go? She was just here a minute ago. Hilda Jean. No. She saw me take the camera out, and she said, "No, thank you." It's you know, it's real human food. It just doesn't have as much sugar. I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of sugar to it, just because they do taste sweet. They just don't need that much sugar, especially when they're like, you know, my dogs are like 12, 13 pounds. They're not big dogs. So we're just gonna put a little bit of honey in there. Alright, now that we've stirred everything really well, I'm going to turn the oven on because we're going to be pretty close after this to getting our muffins aside here. And we can start making some frosting. I've got some unbleached bread flour here. Add some baking soda. It says add cinnamon. I feel like the honey and the cinnamon is more for people's idea of them making something like they would for their kid. I don't think that dogs need cinnamon at all. I think it probably irritates their belly. But yes, Hilda is 6 years old now. I got her when she was 6 months old, a week before Christmas. It was really like a unplanned, like, she's like my Christmas baby. She wasn't intended as like a Christmas present or anything. It was just kind of like I wanted to get a second dog. I saw her online. They really wanted to get her adopted by Christmas. So it was kind of like everything was kind of happening at once. So, alright, we're going to add our baking soda, I think it says. Now, the way the baking soda works is that it reacts with the acids that are in the foods. So the egg is actually acidic. It actually causes stuff to rise in your baking. So that's why I usually add egg also too, not just for strengthening, but it's because of its assistance in your leavening agent process. I spill flour like everywhere. And we're just going to add some water to this. I didn't use all the honey, and we still need to add liquid. So I would err on the side of doughy over dusty. Teaspoon versus tablespoon. I have to think in the unit so often for, just making stuff that I think of a tablespoon as 3 teaspoons, and it kind of starts to make me think differently about them. Yeah, they sound the same and they look the same. I've definitely messed up a recipe by adding a tablespoon of something that was a teaspoon before, and had to do some stuff on the fly to fix it. So I'm right there with you, Giving Fox, or X-Giving, or I just kind of go with what VGW tells me, Thank you for the 10 stream streak, Alma. This is looking really yummy. I'm not saying that ironically. It actually smells good. We might need a couple more muffins. I'm thinking we might need a couple more muffins. It's really funny how much effort we're going to put into this and how fast it's going to disappear, by the way. I'm very much looking forward to it, but it's it's kind of like a fireworks show, guys. a lot of hurry up and wait, and then a few seconds of bang bang. Wait, what are we talking about? I'm just going to reuse this foil number from the other day. We're going to use the, I was originally going to put the squash in the cake, but I decided that it would be better in the icing. This is starting to look like cookie dough. But it doesn't rise quite as much as you might think it would, so. I'm going to use the bigger spoon to get this in there. And I might even try one of these. I bet it's going to taste very starchy and very peanut buttery. I just don't think my dogs need a 1/4 cup of honey in their cupcake. They're small enough. If this was like a bigger dog, maybe I would wouldn't think twice about it. Alright, let's make these about even. Hi Nismo. Are you making them by weight or by eye? Definitely by eye. How are you today, Roadrunner? Consistency right out of the window. Correct. But this is for the dogs, my friend. This is dog food. If they get a little bit more, hey, good for them. It's her birthday, so get a little bit more. I'm just kind of filling them up, and I'm expecting them to rise a bit because they have some baking soda in them. The baking soda reacts with the acid. It creates a little bit of salt, a little bit of water. We don't add any extra salt. Dogs don't need the extra salt. We are almost preheated to our 350, and let's see if we can get the birthday dog Let's see if we can get her to. Can you sit? Come here. Can you sit? Show Roasty your outfit. Can you show Roasty your outfit? Look at her. It's not long clippings and poo. Yeah. Other dogs' butts. Rabbits. Here, no, I know it's your birthday. You gotta share. B-boy, look at the ground. Yeah, she'll eat it off the ground. Here we go. One more. He isn't sure if he likes this yet, so he doesn't take it as quickly. He's also a little more gentle. B, can you get that for me? Can you clean the floor for me? Look at you. You're so pretty today. Hilda, can you dance? Dance. That's almost a dance. You dance. Like go sideways. Dance. Alright. Alright. They're gonna be a lot of fun when we get to the cupcakes. Cupcakes? Yeah, cupcakes. Okay, I'm gonna put that in the sink. And we'll put this aside. We can make our icing. I'm just gonna get like a big-ish bowl. And I'm gonna put this roasted butternut squash in here. I'm just gonna mash it. Any parts that like don't want to mash, we might just take out too, because they'll eat it. Moon's Pupcakes. Maybe I could start adding some consistency to my recipe if they go worldwide, you know? That might be the idea. And then this is just plain old skyr. Skyr is Icelandic yogurt. It's thicker than Greek yogurt. And we're just going to add... We'll start with not all of it. But we're just going to kind of make it into something a dog would eat. Almost like a frosting. I might have to put this in a processor. I might have to put this in the processor to get it more consistent. And that's what we'll do. It's colder, yeah. I hope it's colder. It's all in the name, right? I've been told by the great Bats himself that I'm doing God's work today. We are going to be doing something that's not really a Wellington as a Wellington. We're going to be doing the hot dog Wellington today. Kind of a social media food. I'm going to try to make it almost like a sausage roll, I guess, but like kicked up a little bit, to use some Emerald terminology. We're going to punch it up, make it just a little bit fancier. Funerals are fun. Oh no. English language makes no sense. All right, we're gonna go quiet here just to use the processor. Alright, that's as incorporated as it's gonna get. Reminds me of Chilled Monkey Brains. Kind of reminds me of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Clue's a great one. The rented version you get gives you all the endings when you watch it online. Alright, our oven is preheated. I just heard it go off. The oven, that is. So we're going to put our cupcakes in there. And that's going to be for about 12 to 15 minutes. I'm going to go with 15 on this one because we really filled those things up. So 15 minutes on our cupcakes. We've got our squash and yogurt frosting. Something I never thought I would say in my life. The original recipe said, thank you, Nismo. The original recipe said coconut cream, which is a lot of sugar again, and this kind of looks like this kind of looks like smoked salmon cream cheese, honestly, but it's not. It is a butternut squash and plain yogurt frosting. And we're gonna put that back in the fridge just to set everything up just a little bit. It's not too loose. I wanted to make sure it wasn't too unspreadable either. So we'll put a top on that and put her in the fridge. Well, the party's gonna keep going, thankfully. Buy some shorts. Nice. Hopefully that wasn't an emergency trip. No. That's good, that's good. He's taller, yeah. I hear they do that. Kids get taller. You don't want them to, you know, back when I was in high school, they gave us team shorts and then they gave us another pair of team shorts, and I wondered why, and the other guy says, well, you can use the first pair we gave you, but most guys will agree they're nut huggers, and I was like, oh, I've never heard that before. So, yep. You don't want to do that. Yeah. It was high school, you know. I don't know. It was a different time. Hug trees like you hug nuts. Yikes. Alright, now that I've mostly cleaned up my mess here, we are gonna fly on over. Hello, chat. Fly on over to the stove. Now, I didn't think I would be able to do this justice unless I got the biggest hot dogs I could find. These are a quarter pound each. So this is 2 pounds of hot dog. Thank you. Thank you for the bun compliment. These are going to be what we're going to use. These are made by Pearl Packing in Randolph, Massachusetts. You guys know I'm from Massachusetts, though. These are thick. These are some daddies. Dog daddies. Nice wieners. You don't like hot dogs. I'm sorry, Yumi Fox. It's okay. We got all beef franks here. I didn't just show my wiener though. Massive two shits. I've heard massive Jew tits too. That one's kind of racy, but fun. And Massachusetts and Taxachusetts. They're all accurate names except for the one that I said first. Grass and taxes. That's what we got. And we even have a grass tax. But massive anything tits sounds great. So this is going to be like a giant loaf. So we're just going to take a couple of these dogs out. And I'm going to score them and we're going to sear them off before we use them. Then instead of like a mushroom duxelle and some ham, we're going to use some sauerkraut and a hot dog relish we're going to make. I have a lot of dog going on here today, guys. It's a lot of dog. We got hot dogs, we got birthday dogs, we got wiener dogs, got it all. So I'm just scoring some hot dogs here. You have to think that this is going to be like a loaf. So you're not going to eat, you know, 4 hot dogs at once in the loaf. Unless you're really hungry. These wieners are getting scored. All dogs go to heaven too. If we're on that tangent. I saw a recipe for something that they call pine cone wieners, which sounds really silly. And it's just taking like hot dogs and cutting it into, scoring it, cooking it so it's like, makes like an X pattern. And then putting them in like cocktail sauce or whatever. So we're going to turn the heat on here. Just going to keep... You can see I put a nice score on these guys. Just in time to like wrap them in a bunch of carbs. So this is way fancier than throwing them on the grill, right? I'm not going to worry too much about the natural casing knots. I'm going to cut one of them off, but the other ones I'll leave. Grilling is great. I actually saw... They said that the it was after Memorial Day, so things were open, but because of the weather, they were going to keep the pool closed until next weekend because there's supposed to be a lot of thunderstorms this week. It was like 82 and humid today. It was actually pretty nice for what it was, but somebody was out there grilling, and I said, you know, that's a good idea. I should call and ask about the grills, see if I need to bring my own propane or what have you. Because it's propane gas grills out there, so it might be bad. The Wi-Fi might not work because, you know, but it'd be nice to cook out there anyway, whether it was on stream or not. Hey, Felicia. Hi, Roasty. I don't think I said hi. You can have a hot dog. What kind of cheese? I might have to make chili. I don't have chili. Chili's not going in the Wellington. Chili cheese dogs. Listen to you. Mexican cheese? Alright. This is about medium heat. We're just going to take our big juicy wieners. And there's a little sizzle. Cheeseburger with cheddar cheese, please. I would be happy to do that. I just don't have anything ready for that. Oh wow, you'll have all the Wi-Fi. Roadrunner, I think we're gonna have to do a collab stream at some point, so I can use that space with you. I think it's the only way. You're at home all summer? Are you doing any kind of like work or anything too? Dirty martini, shaken, not stirred. Oh man, you have no idea how many times I've told people not to get that order working at a bar. And then I'd make them a killer martini that wasn't shaken and it was stirred, and they liked it anyway. But I know a few people that are very particular about it, so. Yeah, but what happens if I don't leave? I'm just kidding. Let's see how we're doing here. Getting good marks, getting decent color. These are already have a... These ones... I can't say this with a straight face. These ones have a natural curve to them. So it's going to be difficult to get them evenly all the way across, like you would with some of the flat ones. But my wiener's a little bent, so we're gonna just do the best we can here. Right, Hobie? They're on standby back here. It's normal to have a little curve. I'm just gonna get some color going on the other side. I got much better results on these two than I did the first two. I'm wondering if I forgot to score this side or what.